Welcome back. Today we're fitting 2 fancy outdoor lighting and I'm going to run you through that process. We are working for a friend. I've just checked his switches as they were wired up the wrong way, so like in the wrong on or off position. I've took them off and this is what we found straight away. So the previous electrician has put Wagos on the earths because there's feed at the switch, which is perfectly acceptable as you normally do. However, I don't know why, but they were all, so those two, which are the feed in and feed out, were connected, and then that was on a separate and that was on a separate. So technically there was no earth connected to the outside lights or this other cable here, which I presume is the two-way for the two-way switching. So technically the outside lights, it's a good job I checked that this switch was the wrong way around and I had to take it off because that earth was not earthed for the outside lights. So that's a little bit naughty. So let's get a 5-way Wago out the van, fix that, screw that back, and then I thought to myself, right, if that one was not earthed, I'm going to check this one over here. So that one there, I checked that and it was earthed, but then when screwing it back, I made the rookie error because I was talking to a mate and cracked the faceplate, as you do. So I'm going to have to go screw fix and get a new one for like £2. Fix that. These are the outside lights. They look quite nice. Obviously they come with this backing plate here with the screws. So I'm going to take them off, put them in a pile. We've got a rubber gasket. I will be sealing these up with some silicone as well. 2 fixings. They come with a chocolate block on. Probably to get rid of that and put Wagos. We'll see how I feel. They already come pre-earthed, as you can see, from the manufacturer. Nice. The only thing you have got to do straight away on these is turn that round. So it comes with a fancy end on the inside. So all you've got to do is get your screwdriver on the top, undo that whilst holding the other side, otherwise it could fall through and smash the glass. I'll put it on the paper so it doesn't smash the glass, and then put my hand underneath and then with my screwdriver undo that little screw, take that bit off, pull the screw out, keeping the washer there as such, and then just flipping it round, putting the screw through and then threading on the fancy bit onto the bottom. It's a little bit faffy, these outdoor lights are. You don't have to do it mega tight, just tight enough so it doesn't move. So give that a good crank up and that's it. So I'll just repeat that process on the second one and then we are good to go and start looking at how we're going to mark this onto the wall with a marksman, making sure they're level. Those two done. My mate's already took them apart, so what I'm going to do now to get a measurement is just turn that upside down, hold that and then hold that on top and see how much the drop is. So the height from the very top here all the way to the bottom of the unit, like the bottom of the unit there, and then the lights are going handy as well. I can park my van right there. The lights are going one up there and then around the front of the property there is one going in that other alcove just there, same position. Sorry we're on a bit of a slant, I've just put you on the bonnet. Let's try not to fall off these steps and let's just take this up. I've not screwed this together yet, but where that cable comes through, so if I situate that as the back there on that mortar line, centralised, I think that will be about right. Put these inside so they don't get covered in dust and they don't get smashed. Another good little tip when fitting these lights is just to get some insulation tape out your pocket and actually stick that, I've just folded it over like a donut, is actually stick that on these nuts here so they don't come flying out the back when you mount it on the wall. So I just stick it on and then run your standing knife around it so you can't see it and so you can get to the fixing holes. Pierce this grommet here. There's only one cable going to each one, so I just need to do a nice little screwdriver hole and then we're ready to go really to mark it up on the wall. We're getting to the stage where I need to feed the cable through, so let's safely isolate this fuse board, which is conveniently just here. Hager RCBO board, which looks all right. Let's find ground floor lighting, strip that, everything's gone off. And then obviously let's test improved dead. I'm not going to be locking off because I'm working here and I'm standing there in the only entrance and the other door's locked. So if someone wants to come around and turn it on and give me electric shock, then they'll have to walk past me. I've just taken off the Wago box and cut all the excess slack off. Get this marksman up and making sure it's level. Sorry you're pointing at the wall very steeply, but I've wedged you in the porch area here. I've measured where the centre is with the central down here to where the door is. and then put a mark all the way up so I know exactly where it was. And it was a little bit off-centered, a little bit, but naturally, if I was rewinding this, you'd get it here or thereabouts because the porch would be built after you've already rewired it. So I've just chipped a little bit more mortar out. I'm going to now position this cable across with a little bend so then the cable will go where I want it to. And then I'm going to eye that up with where I need my screws. So that's sitting in the mortar where I need it. And then these screw holes now are a bit naff. They're on the corner of bricks. So I'm going to do 2 new holes here and here so it bites onto brick, not into the mortar. So I'm just going to actually take this off, do 2 new drill holes, and then I am going to use a marksman and make that level and mark it on the wall with 2 green chalk marks, get my 6mm and the SDS, drill 2 plugs, 2 screws, get that fastened, get this stripped, and get it connected up to the chocolate blocks. I don't know how well you can see that, but there's some green chalk lines there. Now I've got to try and balance on this top step and drill it whilst having all the correct safety PPE on. Just do this, don't you? No. If any apprentices are watching this, I am putting my safety PPE on very quickly now. Right, let's drill it. Right, that's that all drilled. Oh God, I probably should have moved my knee. I'm covered in brick dust. Oh well, at least it landed on my knee, not the door. Fissure plugs going in, these ones here. I did leave my hammer on a job when I got back off holiday, so I'm picking that up next on Friday. It's currently Wednesday, no, it's currently Tuesday, and I'm picking it up Friday, so I'll have that back, but good old trusty wearer for now. So I'll get some silicone now, seal that up, and then grab my impact, and we'll screw this up with these 2 little silver screws here. That's all screwed up now. Next I'm going to strip this cable back, sleeve it up, and then connect up the light. Got some earth sleeving. I can use my CK croppers to cut that back. I am due a new pair because I've blown up these ones a little bit, and I've been using the bottom as a hammer, smashing the wall plugs in as I left my hammer on a job. So I've actually stripped the insulation layer. These aren't VD rated, but like 90% of electricians use these. Obviously you are going to use VDE stuff, but then ultimately you shouldn't be working on live things. So I do understand it, but then I'm part like, well, I'm obviously not going to work on things live, so I'm not going to actively blow myself up. Don't get me wrong, if you cut something through a cable on a brand new pair of these and you're touching the red as such, you're not going to get electric shock. Like, not speaking from experience, but I know people that have cut through cables. All that happens is you blow up the cutters. You don't get electric shock. So they are insulated, but they're not VD insulated. So don't like, yeah, you get the gist. But let's cut this, get this sleeved up, double it over, as there's only 1 conductor going in. For anyone not knowing the difference between VD rated and non-VD rated, this is the difference. So these Nipex not 5-in-1s, long nose pliers are rated to 1000 volts. And obviously they've got the symbol of VDE and it says 1000 volts rated. So they're what you're after, what you traditionally see. But most people use these as cutters and croppers. All 3 conductors doubled over. That earth sleeving is a little bit big, but it's the only one I had in my pocket, and I've actually ran out because I've just completed a rewire. The box is a little bit on the slant as such, just naturally because I've screwed that one up a bit, and these bricks, as you can see, aren't all level. But that's fine. With these fittings, it doesn't really matter because the pins are what secures it. So you just screw the nuts onto them and then you level it up, but it's level to the central of the... With these, you've got to make sure, obviously, the main thing is that it's central to the door frame, and then obviously central, so the bottom of the thing is dangling just around here. Sorry for the super technical wording of everything, but let's grab the light and wire that up. Comes with a chocolate block on. I could cut this off, I'll unwire it and use Wagos, but there's only 1 conductor here, and I don't mind using a chocolate block if it's doubled over properly and you connect it properly, rather than people just bodging it in with a tiny little bit of copper. So as long as it's done all right, I don't mind, and there's only 1 conductor. If there's multiple, then not a chance. I'm using Wagos. Nice and secure. And now I'll push that and bend it all back, and it'll sit on those 2 little prongs up the top there. And then I'm going to bend this cable around in the enclosure, grab the little nuts, and then fasten that to the back plate. That's that all connected up, bulb screwed in, fitting screwed back to the wall. It's looking quite nice. The only thing left to do is I've just prepped it. I'll take you down now, but there's a little hole there and a little hole there, and there's like a little nut which go through the top with rubber gaskets and washers, and then it connects the top piece to the bottom piece. So I'll go and grab the screws and the bottom piece, and I'll show you how I'm going to connect it. So this is the bottom piece. There's those little bits there and there, which are threaded. And then if I take you in here, this is what it comes with. So you get like the little nuts on top, so it matches in with the aesthetics. And then you get a metal washer and a rubber gasket to maintain the IP rating. So we'll take that and that. I don't like to put them on because they just mess up the biting, so I personally don't put them on. Make sure you don't drop this, because this is the expensive bit, smashing the glass. And then you got to eye it up, so they're on the side. Make sure you don't smash your bulb or smash your head on it. And then it drops into position, and then you simply thread that through onto there, and then that's bit. So I'll do that one hand tight, and then I'll move my hand to the bottom and then get this one to bite, and then I'll torque them up with my little Weir Tool Check Plus or my little Nipex grips, which are in my pocket, and I'll do that on the back two nuts as well, as I like them to be nice and tight. But one thing to mention with these light fins, you always will get, so like now, you always will get a little bit of wobble, because naturally, look, they're nice and tight, but it's just the way the fitting is on the wall, because it's not perfectly flat. So you're always going to get a little bit of wobble, but ultimately up here, it's not designed to be shimmied around. It's a fixed light. That one's all done. I'll spin you around now. So it's looking absolutely mint. So before we get on to the next one, so I can show you guys, let's have a look, and let's turn that back on. And then let's have a little look. Job's a good one. Nice warm white glow effect to blend in with the age of this property. And obviously that will look really good at night. Now the evenings are starting to go back the other way, and it's coming into the end of summer really. Typical British weather as well, dull, rainy and horrible. We're around the front of the property now. I'll spin you around and I'll show you what we're doing on this one. I need to clarify with my mate who's turning up any second. I can probably hear him coming down the lane now, I think, as we speak, so I best hurry up. I think we're having a light on the outside here. The feed is here ready, it's on a Wago box. I'm just gonna obviously clip it out of the way down there, and then clip it up this wooden beam up there, and then drill straight through, and then get that fastened on the outside. Sorry about that noisy trailer. Get it fastened on the outside up there. I don't think they want it on the inside, because I presume if they did want it on the inside, he would have drilled through up there. Well, it's a good job I didn't just fit on the outside and I waited for my mate. He's back, he's just borrowed my leaf blower, giving the leaves a blast. We've not opted for the outside. The customer wants it on the inside. So it's going up there. What I said is I'll rake that bit of mortar out on that pencil markers from there to there, and then obviously clip that cable up behind this little cavity. Probably just took it up out of the way, to be fair, so it's not on show, just because it's such a short span. And then literally just rake that bit of mortar out with my grinder, and then I've got some express mortar in a tube, and then I'll put that back in, and then you can always colour match it at a later date. That wasn't fun. The box is ready to go, taped it up again. I've had my grinder out and grind that bit of mortar out. I've not put the filler in yet. I'm going to mount the light and then obviously just fill with the mortar repair what I need to. I've cut the cable and the whisker box off a bit. So next, same procedure. I've made a hole in the back. Gonna slide that on, use the marksman, mark it up. Where it comes through, obviously it's gonna land on the mortar. So I'm just gonna drill a new hole up there and up there again, and then fasten that into the brickwork rather than mortar. And these are the customers we like. Oh, thanks mate.
Get in.
I've ran into a bit of a dilemma. The SDS doesn't fit in that small little gap. So I'm gonna have to use my arm mag bit and make sure you arm mag bit in the impact, and then smash in the plugs. So I've got a 6mm bit, I'm gonna drill that. I've raked out all the mortar, so that's all good. That cable will sit in there nice and neat. I've marksman where the holes need to go, so let's get this drilled. The last thing to do is literally just put this bottom bit of the unit on, and then me and my mate were just discussing whether or not we actually fill that hole up. Because when you stand back here without noticing, you can't even really see that the mortar's missing. So I think if I use that express tube stuff that I've got, it's not going to be a perfect colour match, and it's going to make it more of a feature rather than not seeing any, mortar in. And when you approach the house, you're ultimately going to be, the lights above, so you're not going to be blinded by the light, but you're not going to be able to look past the light above it, if you get what I mean. And no one's going to notice it up there, so I think we're going to leave it, and then next time they're doing any renovations, whereas there's more projects at this property, then they can just fill it in, the builders can, with a bit of mortar. I've had the blower out, give my steps a blow, give the porch a blow, got rid of a few cobwebs, and that one's done. I think that's an overall all right finish, to be fair. I'm pretty happy with that. I would have personally preferred it on the outside, but obviously the customer likes it on the inside, so that'll be a bit of a difference in the winter at night. So let's just go and chat to my mate and see if he's got any other jobs that want doing. My mate had no more little jobs that needed doing, so we had a quick another coffee, and then we're on to one of his bathroom jobs, which I've already pretty much done. I've just come here to click the bulbs on and click the bezels in, as it's all painted and it's looking lovely now. So I'll put a photo on the screen here of what it looked like before, but they're getting there, the lads are, they're cracking it out. So I'm going to finalise the bulbs, and as you can see, look at their measuring skills for them downlights. Everything is landed perfect, really. Even the shower head, central to the tray, just off-centred so it doesn't shine on the head. Absolutely lovely. So let's get these in and see what they look like. Spotlights are all in, like the bezels and the bulbs or lamps. Looking pretty good. Now on to the next thing is sort out that fan. Literally just, there was a fan there already, so literally just got a new man rose fan, just put that in. And then there was a downlight going there originally, but now the customer decided they don't want one, so get rid of that. Got to go back to Screwfix, bit some bits up, see another wholesaler, and then go and have a look at some jobs. So thanks for watching, catch you next one, bye.